Yeah. So I don't know how this is gonna work. To be honest, I don't know which. Are you using this one? Are you using this one? I don't know. So hopefully you can hear me. If not, then I don't know what like. Hello, hello. I don't quite understand how this is gonna work. Um, guess I could just switch it up and put the thing in. I don't want to do that. So all right, this is gonna be not fun, but do what you got to do. So share the screen. Let's get started. Yes, I think I'm here. All right, so I feel like the person here than they were 3 seconds ago. All right, so got ChatGPT up. I ended up just creating my own reference one project, ChatGPT, so I can keep track of all the questions I ask it. And all right, got this set up. Okay. So the reason why we need that is because the last thing we did was let's put this over one. Shouldn't do what I just did. So we're gonna add dude, I hope this thing is working. Okay, so we need to edit that. Shoot. We'll do that later. So now let's just focus right. Adding jobs. There's gonna be a little bit. Excuse me. See, it actually did pretty well. Cool. Okay. The reason why we needed that to be there. Let's go ahead and add another one real quick, because we need to test out some of the functions. Wow. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm looking for a job if anyone's interested. Let's do people lease. Let's do marketing too. We're gonna have to change the UI of some of these things, but again, like this is MVP, dude. I'm just trying to make sure it works. And this actually works better than when I saved it yesterday. Okay, we need to make sure it can allow the user to update the statuses. I also need to be able to delete jobs. So I'm gonna ask it to do that right now. Okay. Positions page. User should be able to set the status of the job and also should be able to delete a job. Okay, so it usually puts a trash can to the right over here. So I'm gonna let it kind of cook on its own. and just see like what the UI choices are. And if I don't like it, then I don't like it. But again, like this is MVP stuff, man. You're not really, you can hire a designer later once you get customers. Oh, see, you see that? They're the statuses. So we're going to update those to custom ones. So I might even just write the code myself in there because I can see what the patterns are. A little bit like open, closed, on hold. I think I had, in my document, I had like specific statuses, but I'm not sure. Sure did though. My computer's running real slow. Okay, I didn't. Wow, really slow. Holy crap. This is what happens when you've been job hunting for forever. Okay, so something's wrong here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna restate it. You never want to let this thing spin for too long because it's using up tokens while it's doing it. Some people let it they either don't roll back decisions fast enough or they let this thing chill for too long. It's like it should be writing. If it's not writing and that thing's spinning, you're losing tokens. On hold, closed. Okay. So I'm gonna figure out what? How'd you reset that tab? Dude, what's going on with Chrome? Are you having trouble loading LinkedIn jobs? Doing. Okay. So I probably deleted that. Dude, my computer is so slow. Holy crap. Okay. So I'm going to test out something really quickly just to ensure that that the jobs are persisting because we need the jobs to persist to do the other aspects of the application. The jobs aren't persisting. We got to write that. We got to write that prompt again. And so first we're going to test out that it changed what I needed it to change just now. Okay. Okay. So you see what it changed? See that? Messed it up. So now you gotta kind of be like, okay, a little rusty. I gotta ramp up a little bit. I'm a little slow right now. Position within the open positions page. They should see the status and the job description. So something that you'll find if you are non-technical and you're trying to work and build this out using these tools, you have to realize that a technical person would not make that decision twice. You see what I mean? It undid something that I already coded, which a technical person would never logically do that, but the AI will. And I'm not sure why it does that because in reality, I didn't tell it to change anything else about it other than change the status update. But yet, that's just what happens. And so sometimes you're battling with it to not change things or to change something. And so, see, like right here, show the status and job description in a more organized way. See, like I didn't ask it to be more organized. And that's that's a complete limitation of where we are right now in the like adoption or development cycle. It's just like it does more than it needs to. I didn't ask it to make it look better. I just need it to return it to what it was just a second ago. So now I'm not even gonna. I'm just like checking it now. I'm not even gonna like really do anything crazy. I'm just checking its work. See, yeah, look. That's cool that it's changing the whole list, but it still lost my job description. And they click on a position in the see, look, now it's gonna change the. So you see what just happened? If it changes this rich text, I'm gonna roll all this shit back. I do not want it to update anything else. I'm gonna roll it all the way back to. Roll it all the way back to here. Like, we'll see, but I'm gonna roll it basically all the way back because it ruined something that I already had in order to add on like the ability to choose statuses. I mean, I'm gonna make it choose statuses, but like I don't need to keep fighting with it when it already had the exact thing that I wanted. So on this one right here, if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna roll it back, and that's why when people do really large prompts, it's so hard for them to roll back. And I'm like, dude, just take your time. Or look what else it changed. Date posted in actions. Okay, I'm gonna leave date posted in that, even though right now I don't like the UI of that. Yep. See? Okay. So come up here to where I started. Just, dude, just roll it all back, man. See, look, it actually changed something. Okay. I click on a job description, on a position. We're gonna have to fight it now. On a position. I wish I could stop it, but I'm live streaming, so we're just gonna have to fight it together, I guess. When I click on a position in the open positions page, I cannot see the job description for that open position I just clicked into. I'm just gonna save that because it seems like it's having a hard time like figuring out what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna save it so that you can just keep pushing it. Actually, I'm gonna add this tab right there so I don't lose it, and I still might lose it now I'm thinking about it. Okay, so essentially at this point, like you have to start measuring out like, Are you making UI changes? Are you making functional changes? Right now, we're working on a functional change. If I were to hand this to a potential customer and said, hey, like, how much would you pay for this? And they click into a job position on the open positions page and they can't see the text that they just saved, dead in the water. So you definitely this isn't a UI, this is a function. And so sometimes you have to let go of the UI changes in order to have it not go back and change something that you didn't want to change. See, it's making changes I don't want to make. See all this over here? I don't need any of this stuff. I just need it to show up exactly. So what essentially you're doing now is you're just going back and making sure that's changing what you need. You see now you start shorthanding it because you don't need to save the whole thing every time. It's so funny. It's only when I live stream does this thing just start going crazy. Okay, kept that. Did it just change the? Why did it change the font? Roll it back. Something wrong with the modal. Click on an open position. The open position page. The job description that I saved is not appearing. Sometimes it really is like talking to a freaking intern or someone where that you two don't speak the same language, and so you're basically using Google Translate, which is Bolt, to try and nail down a specific. And sometimes you got to start breaking it down into more rudimentary ways of explaining something, because again, this all started, or to my recollection, it all started when I asked it to update to make the statuses change. And so if it still can't figure it out on this, what I will probably do is I will probably go ahead and move on to the status changes, make those changes first, and then come back. Because I thought the reason that it wasn't showing up was because of the status. Because I told it to add a status. So what I'll instead do is I will move on to the status updates. Yeah, okay, cool. User. So I'm going to move on to the status updates, and then we'll come back to this. Opens up user. So I was going to say, I was going to make them click in, but in reality, I kind of want it to be so that they can change it on the outset. So function, from right here, I want them to be able to change it, but I want them to have to click a button to do it. Text. And when the user clicks it, they can a modal opens that allows them to change the status of position, delete the position, or change the whole thing. If I click the button right here, no, I don't want to do that. Okay. Like I did it earlier. So to change the status of a position on I promise y'all, like this is kind of crazy because like when I was building something else that was more complicated than this, it was not this like bad at just understanding what I'm trying to say. Like obviously I want when you click it in, and that's kind of the bad side. Like I guess I've been building products and been non-technical for so long that you have to understand how hard it used to be. Like the last fintech that I kind of built and like tested out, like I built was softer using Airtable, and I mean it was such a pain and tedious. And then on top of that, you didn't know like how an engineer, if you ever hired one, was going to be able to receive the code. At least with this one, the engineer might hate the code that the AI wrote. Jeez, they're talking so loud right now. Just yelling at each other. They might not like the code that you wrote. They might think that the code is inefficient, but um, but it's still code. It's not like trying to take it from Softer and like put in the code, or trying to take it from a bunch of Zapier integrations being woven together and trying to put it in the code. Make sure you like that it changes the menu. See, and this one looks better than the last one did. Saving the position data to local storage, but we're not including the description field in the position interface. Why not? See how it gave, like, did you, like 10 minutes ago, it gave a completely different answer to that. And then it was like, I'm going to change, all these things and make it better and all this stuff. And I was like, I don't need you to change that. I just need you to make it so that I can see it. And now it's like, now the description field will properly be saved and loaded into local storage. So you see what's happening now? So it still didn't do it. Okay. But at least the answer was different, and that was more in context of what I was actually trying to do. I knew when it says it was trying to change some things and make it better and whatever, I was like, no, I don't need that. So I'm actually going to save this because now that I've said it more than a few times, it's going to be an issue. So I'm going to have to keep restating it over and over and over again. See, now even not knowing code, I can read this and see like, okay, it's on a better track than it was a second ago. Although this adding typography, I don't need you to add any typography to the code. Or I don't think I do. I don't know. But it seems like you're about to do too much. Let's see. Okay, that is. I don't know why everything's just resetting. I really need y'all to persist in what I'm building. You can reset all the other tabs I have open, but I just clicked on you about 10 minutes ago. I don't understand. It saved it for me, so I didn't have to put it in. That's funny. So let's see. Again, I can't read this stuff, but I'm just like checking in on it. So I think this is the add position. Okay. So this is the form, essentially. What it's going to do is the form. Post-fitted candidates references required. Huh. Okay, so when you're like really trying to build this, you start memorizing things like, okay, when you view a position's details. So now I know what that's called. So I might, if it can't do it again, I might change what I'm saying and say I can't view a position's detail. I can't view the information. Fuck. Why does it keep doing that, dude? Like, okay. What do they call it when looking at the positions? There is positions details. I still not see the job description. Let's see, how long have I been doing this? For 30 minutes? This is kind of what it takes, dude. And again, like, it's usually not this bad. I don't know what's going on. Okay, but it took away rich text, no? Did this have bold in it? Son of a bitch. Oh, it didn't. Okay. That's you need to make sure the rich text is there, and mostly because someone's going to want it. So you just, especially for a job post, like everyone's always seeing job post as rich text. So kind of. All right, cool. All right, we got it. Got the deleting, got the open and closed aspect. Okay, cool. All right, so, jeez. Oh my gosh, that took way too long. Okay. I think I'm done with that feature. I need to do this. Okay, I'm gonna do that later. Man, I'm gonna highlight that. I'm gonna do that later. Okay. So now we're on to candidates. Oh, cool. No, not cool. Okay. So we need to basically say we need to do the add a candidate first. So where is that? It's right here. Yeah, let's do add a candidate first. Because it now needs to link with the persistent. Nope. Shit. Okay, positions added to the open positions tab should persist through the user clicking through other pages and even other. I'm not going to say the words log out yet, because if you say log out, it automatically starts triggering like Supabase stuff, and you don't want to do that quite yet. You don't do that until you get to like user management. And the reason for that is because you need it to build a schema off of what you've been telling it all along. And so you don't want it to build a Supabase schema. You don't want it to build a Supabase schema too early, because if you build it too early, this local storage thing might come and bite me in the butt. Because if you build a schema too early, then you have to keep updating the schema, which sometimes can get confusing for Supabase. I'm not saying it does. I'm just saying, like, you just saw how confused it was about just showing me the job description. Can you hear this person yelling over there? Can you hear me? Hopefully you can. Like, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Uh-oh. This might not be good. Might have been 34 minutes of you not hearing a thing that I said. All right. Here, let me change the audio, because I can't. I change the audio? Well, okay. Can't change the audio. I need to change it to something else. because this isn't working. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna real quick stop sharing, share in stream. Shoot. Okay. Kind of don't know what to do right now. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna keep going, and hopefully you can hear me. Technology, man, you see this shit. Problem is that when I record a video in Canva, it can go to this mic. When I'm doing the streaming, for some reason it can't use the receiver that I have hooked into this wireless mic. Wow, how's she talking louder? Dude. All right, let's try this. Y'all hear someone yelling in the background. I'm sorry. Thought this was going to be quiet. Not quiet, but quieter. Okay. So essentially what I was trying to do is get it to persist, because I can't work on the other aspects of it if it doesn't persist in that way. Go to department. Okay. Okay. I might have to pull in Superbase now. Didn't persist. Page to the next, and then back. Okay. Essentially, again, you need this to do the candidate part. User clicks it. Why is she talking on speakerphone? Oh my god, this is killing me, dude. I'm sorry. I'm a big stickler on like social consideration, and so someone talking on speakerphone in a public place with yelling like kills me. I can barely concentrate right now. Yeah, this is thing going on for like 20 minutes. Okay. All right, CMO, operations, add that. Click to another page, click back, still isn't there. Okay, so I might have to win a Superbase. I didn't realize I didn't realize that like this is happening. And so anytime essentially you save information or you need the app to retain information, you have to essentially set up a database. And I think by making it so that it has to save the job description and other pieces, I might have to like kind of connect to Superbase, which I literally was telling you want to wait as long as possible till you have to connect to Superbase, because you have to keep updating the schema over and over and over again. And if you don't update the schema, it could still get confused, but if you don't update the schema, you could get too far along where it's having to rewrite things, and a lot of the things that I've seen from people having issues with Supabase have to do with like what I'm saying right now. It's usually something that they had to do later, and they connected to Supabase too early, and it's like rubbing the data schema the wrong way. And I really do not want to implement it right now. But I really do need for this to persist. Okay, it did it. It did it. It did it. It did it. Okay, cool. Jeez, man. Again, sometimes you just gotta ask it 5 times. Again, like an intern. It's so weird. Someone said that, and I was like, that's exactly what it's like. Okay, now on the candidate page, there should be a button that says add a candidate. When the user clicks the button, the modal pops up that allows the user to select one of the jobs located in the open positions page. See? I'm going to use this whole paragraph because even though it's highly technical, it's not a lot of words. There's a lot of words. Okay. I'm going to take this part out. No, I'm going to do this right. Okay, here, I'm going to split this out, and you're going to see what I'm going to do instead. So I'm going to say on the second page of the add candidate modal, underneath the initial fields to add a candidate, also add the functionality to add additional candidates to this position. Okay, so let me disappear. Okay, here we go. All right, add a candidate. It doesn't have select a position because it only saved in that one instance. Dude. It's killing me, dude. So loud. A lot of people might be like, well, she doesn't know you're there. And it's like, that doesn't matter. Unless you're at like a park. And even at parks, I'm just like, oh, stop yelling at your phone. Look, boom, CMO, select the position. Yes, Lord. Okay. So I got that part down. Now it's going to delete this whole thing again because it doesn't persist. But at least I can add this part. Okay, we're just gonna add this one by one because we really just we like what we got so far. We like that it automatically has a search bar. We search candidates. Usually the search that they build in automatically is pretty good. So I don't feel the need to like toy with that at all. But you could, I guess, if you really wanted to. So this tab, nothing. Okay. All right, we'll keep rocking. Right on time. It's actually not that old. They like it wants to be used is essentially what it comes down to. Oh, let's see what it did. All right, I'm sure I'm going to have to add that again for the umpteenth time. Again, when you connect Supabase, you won't have to keep adding it because it'll just save it to the application on the backend database. In reality, what would have been smart is to go ahead and like pull down like 5 job descriptions. Just put that in the document tabs, and not do this again. In fact, that's probably what I'll do on the next video. I'll probably just save some job descriptions. I didn't realize it was going to be this much of a hassle, and now it's kind of too late to go through and do this all over again, in my opinion. You might think differently. Okay, VP. All right. Okay, and then remove that, and then okay. Pending. Okay, so look, I'm assuming it doesn't. I mean, it might have. So it says right here that it's pending, and that it has 3 references. I wonder if I put in a different. Okay, cool. All right, so that part is gone. Okay. All right, you kind of already did that. Brush, it's fine. Okay. Okay, every candidate gets the unique ID. Okay, again, we're leaning into this part is leaning into the database management. So I'm not gonna do that quite yet, but I might have to. The candidates should be grouped by the open positions they're attached to. Okay. Cool. All right. Those should open. Combine overall score. Okay, we haven't gotten the scores yet. Okay. Okay. I see what's happening. All right, so now we're gonna have to do 2 things. Okay, we're gonna have to we're gonna set up Supabase, and then we're gonna have to do OpenAI. So I might stop there and split those into 2 videos because they're kind of like it's still building, but it's kind of set in a different way of doing things. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and move to, jeez Louise. The application should keep track of which references are assigned for a candidate. Okay. Reference made, the application shall log transcription next to, okay. And then we're not going to do that yet. Okay, so we're done with this part. Like I said, I'm gonna split the next 2 out because we got to as far as we can go here, and then continue this in a different video.